Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Monster Strike, let's look at the all of the characters that I've given hero scrolls to. And then I wanted to do this video when it was a nice, even number. And so I decided on 25. But we can only see 23 here. So let's give a couple hero scrolls right now. And then the latest round of the Tower of Champions and then the Sealed Watchtower came around. And then this time I really blazed through it very quickly. Sometimes I've waited till like the last weekend, or I'll get it in like the second half of the period. But here I think it only came out like maybe middle of last week, because I knew who I wanted to give the hero scrolls to. So let's go through here. And then the first one is going to be Bryakia here. And then this is the guy that can switch in between two evolution forms. I don't have any specific plans to use this guy in any specific quest, but I figure that he's just so versatile that I'll be using him a lot, and then he can really benefit from a hero scroll. And then I need to think about which Ableberry I want to give him, and then like which Ableberry would be good for both versions of him. I'm thinking Strike Haste would be good because both of the strike shots are really good. This is kind of like the speed and power up plus the hit everybody on screen kind of meteor. That would be really good to get out quickly. And then this guy has the super null everything, so that would be another one to get out very quickly. The sidekick, this one is pretty good, this bump combo. This one is so-so. I guess he could benefit from that, but wouldn't be my top choice. Let's see. Cutthroat would be good. That's always good for drop monsters. Kin Strength. I don't know if he really needs that. It's pretty decent in both versions, so I guess he could benefit from that. Survivor might be good because he's versatile. He can go to lots of different quests. But yeah, probably I'll just take him through the temple, and then you know, whatever first good one that I get for him, I'll just leave that on him. So yeah, Bryakia. And then the other one will be Elizabeth and Hawk. This might be shocking to some people, but this is one of my favorite Max Lux in the game, so let's give that to them. Hooray! I like Nanatsu no Taizai, and then this combo of characters is very funny, very cute. And then I was actually thinking of giving him a hero scroll back when I was making the Max Luck of Kain. In there is wind, and then this character has no wind. And then there's also the separate life bars. And so if I could give them an Ableberry, give them the Mend Ableberry, that would really help them in that quest. But, you know, I went through that quest, it wasn't that difficult, so I didn't need it. But now I'm actually using Elizabeth and Hawk as my Max Luck in Apocalypse. And Apocalypse also has the separate life bars, and then that quest is much more difficult than Kain. So, if I can get the Mend Ableberry on Elizabeth and Hawk in there, that would help me a little bit with getting clears in that quest. So, there's a very specific reason to go for that Ableberry. After I finish the Max Luck of Apocalypse, maybe I'll give them a different Ableberry. Stats I think would be really good, maybe more HP, more speed. Strike Shot and Bump Combo don't really need to worry about. Survivor might be good, that might be better than the Kin Vigor actually, but yeah, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But yeah, that is a very nice looking 25 characters with the hero scroll. And then I thought I would take the rest of the time to kind of look back and then maybe talk about which characters I regret putting the hero scroll on. There have been a few videos lately by YouTubers where they go back through their history and then talk about which ones they regret, and I thought that was an interesting idea for a video, so I'm going to copy that here. First up here, this is Sailor Mars, and then no regrets here at all. She is super awesome as a 4-star monster, base 4-star. And then she is my metal farmer for 5-star and under quests. So she has the Score Ableberry and then the Sidekick Ableberry. Because of course you want to give her Sidekick, she has the Involute Sphere. And then, yeah, I did pull on the Sailor Moon Hatcher enough that I could get the 90 luck of her, so that was very cool. I think I got all of the Hatcher monsters as well. But yeah, she's great. Very worth the hero scroll. Okay, next up was Mikomo. And then, if I were looking at it now, I would not give her the hero scroll. But I made the max look of her very early, and then she was very useful very early in the game when I didn't have a lot of other max looks. She is a Pierce with the Null Everything strike shot, 8 turns, so that was really useful. I could use her in a variety of places, including some high-level quests like Kushinada Zero and Marishiten and places like that. And yeah, I've used her over 500 times. I gave her the Kin Strength Ableberry, so yeah, that was pretty good. I don't use her anymore, however, so yeah. Okay, next up was Arcadia, and then this was kind of more of like putting a trophy on a trophy. 78 times. I actually haven't used him that much. I guess just the occasion to use him doesn't come up too often. I also gave him a Kin Strength Ableberry. I don't really regret putting it on him, but I don't really use him either, so... he's a good max luck to make Magmel, but I actually used Ashura in Magmel, because Ashura has a better bump combo for setting off the counterattacks in there, so yeah. Okay, next up was Asuna, and then I put the hero scroll on her specifically for the Kinki no Goku, so I could give her the Detox plus something else. As you might know, I've kind of given up on the Kinki. But maybe someday, you know, my feelings on that will turn around and I'll start playing the Kinki. When I do, then I can use Asuna, and then that will be great. Next up is Undine, and then her, absolutely no regrets at all. I also have the Spirit Crests on her. But she is my metal farmer for warp quests, or like fire quests. So she's got the Score, the Sidekick, and then the S-Rank Ableberry. So yeah, she's a monster. I've used her a ton. Next up is Miroku, and then I used her for to make the max luck of Arcadia, and then I use her every month in Izanami Kai in the Sealed Watchtower, so she's useful in there. Next up is Nirai Kanai, and him too I haven't used in a while, so although I have used him a lot in total, he's like a super version of Queen Butterflight, so he's pretty good. But yeah, if it were now, maybe I would not give him the hero scroll. Next up is Chip and Dale. I gave them the hero scroll for just one reason, that is to use them in Armageddon. And yeah, that'll be great to go through Armageddon, give them some, maybe a Kin Strength. I still need to give them new Ableberries. They don't need the Strike Haste, because I saved that Strike Shot for the last stage, and there's plenty of turns until then, so they don't need the Strike Haste. But yeah, Strike Haste, maybe Survivor, and then they'll be good. Next up is Eschatology. She's my favorite max luck at the moment. I gave her the Strike Haste so that she can use that Strike Shot more quickly. And then I used her this morning in Yamato no Orochi, and yeah, I was able to finish the mission with her Strike Shot, so yeah. Seeing the results there. Next up is King, and then I generally like to give the hero scroll to collaboration characters or like limited characters, because they only have the single Ableberry slot. That'll probably change from now. We saw with the Bleach characters that they come out as transcendent forms, so they have the 2 slots. But yeah, the difference between 1 slot and 2 is kind of major. And then for King, I gave him the speed and the attack. And then I can use him in Holdai. I used him in Taishakuten. He's got the triple null, Pierce. He's super duper versatile. Really good character. And then I think of all of the collaboration characters, this is the one that people want the most. So people are really kind of are hoping that the Nanatsu no Taizai collaboration comes back again, so that people can get another chance at King. He's definitely very high on people's want list. And then it's not that he's super strong, it's just that he's super versatile. Yeah, I've used him in a ton of places, as you can see, and yeah, I don't see any slowing down from him. Next up is Magmel, my second most favorite Max Luck at the moment, and then I gave them the attack Ableberry, partly for Hold Eye, otherwise just for general use. Next up is Arthur, and then her actually I regret giving the Hero Scroll. As you can see, I have not put very much effort into, you know, getting her the perfect Ableberries. I use her a lot, as you can see, but it's mostly in like easy or like middle difficulty quests, where she doesn't really need Ableberries very much. So yeah, kind of regret putting it on her. Okay, next up is Shinon, the 5-star version. And then I was planning on using her to farm like 5-star and under quests for medals. And so I wanted to give her the score and the sidekick. But then Sailor Mars came out, and then I've just been using Sailor Mars all the time instead of Shinon. So I kind of regret putting it on Shinon, but I couldn't have known that a character like Sailor Mars was going to come, so whatever. If I wanted to, I could slide that hero score over to the 6-star version. That would be okay, I think, so I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Next up is Benzaiten, and then she's another one of those limited characters where they start out with only one slot, so that was kind of a no-brainer to put it on her. I'm using her to make the max luck of Apocalypse. So yeah, she has the Mend Ableberry, and then just a attack up. So yeah, she's pretty good in there. Once I finish the max luck of Apocalypse, I'll switch out that Ableberry, I think. Next up is Juliet, who I don't really need to give the Hero Scroll to, but just because I like the character. Super duper high attack, no gauge, strong strike shot, strong bump combo, so yeah, she's fun to use. I've used her a ton. And then next up is Ganesha. He is my rank farmer. So he has the Genius and then the Sidekick. I haven't really actively used him for rank farming, but if and when I do, then I'll be ready. So yeah, he's very strong for that. Next up is Mozart. She is another medal farmer for me. So same as Undine, she has the Score, the Sidekick, and then the S rank. So yeah, she's pretty great. I use her for mine quests in particular. Next is Eden, who is one of the best max lucks in the game, but I don't really use him that much. If it's a damage wall quest, I'm going to use Magmel instead. I just find Magmel more fun than Eden. And as you can see, I haven't even taken Eden once into the temple. Just goes to show how little I use him. The numbers here, the 238 times that I've used him, I think that was even before I made the max luck of him, just because he was strong as just like a general character. But since getting other max lucks, I haven't really used him. Next up is Lucifer. She is another medal farmer. Again, the Score, S rank, and Sidekick. I use her a ton. I use her for like damage wall quests. Or even quests where it doesn't matter what the gimmick is. She is just that strong. Next up is Ducky. She's another one where it's not super necessary to give her the Hero Scroll, but just because I like her, and then I used her to make the max luck of like Kanon and a few other high-level quests, so yeah, it was fun to use her. Next up is Hendrickson. He is another character who can like switch back and forth between different forms. And then I gave him the Kin Strength, so yeah, he's pretty strong. He was a very early character that I got as a max luck, so I used him a lot in the beginning. Not so much these days. And then here is Meliodas. I used him to make the max luck of Yashamyo. And then he's another limited collaboration character, so he only comes out with a single slot, so I gave him another one. I gave him the attack and then the speed up, because he can benefit from both when he uses his strike shot, so yeah, very, very strong. And then this is another character that is very high on people's want list. And then he's another reason why people want the Nanatsu no Taizai collaboration to come back. And it should be pretty crazy if Meledos and King get transcendent forms to be even stronger than they are now. It would be just crazy. Then actually looking back, I have 2 Hatcher monsters with the Hero Scroll, King and Meledos, and then 2 characters that are Max Lux with the Hero Scroll as well, Elizabeth Hawke and then Hendrickson. That was a really good collaboration overall, and then I was very lucky to get all of the Hatcher monsters there. I have considered giving the Hero Scroll to Ban as well, because he is a bounce with the double null and then the copy bump combo. I think he could be really good as a metal farmer, but I have so many other metal farmers that I don't really need to use him for that, so I held off on giving him the Hero Scroll. Alright, and then finally is Kanan, and then she's maybe in the top 5 of my favorite Max Lux to use these days. Triple null ability, including the Magic Circle boost, which is pretty rare, and then has also been pretty useful this year. I also gave her the Kin Strength. That works really well with her Strike Shot, where she can do lots of damage. Okay, but that is a look back at all of the characters that I have given Hero Scrolls to. And for the most part, very few regrets. And then the regrets that I do have, they're kind of more based on like the timing. Like the characters that I wanted to give the Hero Scrolls to early in the game are very different from the ones that I would put on now. But yeah, for the most part, pretty happy with how this has gone. Okay, I think that'll do it for this video. We'll see you again. Take care.